Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to have difficult conversations with people in your life. So guys, everyone knows that being truthful and potentially offending somebody is a hard thing to do, right? It's not seen as something pleasant. It's usually seen as something uncomfortable. And the reason for that is due to the fact that as humans, right, we want to get along with each other because from a survival standpoint, we need each other to survive, right? Because, in hunter-gatherer days and in, tougher times in our past, we didn't know everything. So, maybe I knew how to use a bow and arrow, but I don't know how to use an axe, or I don't know how to climb a tree, right? So as humans, we all possessed different abilities in our past when it came to survival and creating shelter and hunting for food. And then also, protecting, people that are weaker, like women and children, from other people and animals. So we all had different skills. So it was important that we remained, kind of cool with each other, because if not, if you're ostracized from the group, well, the likelihood of you surviving is slim to none. But we live in a different time now, right? So we have a lot of social structures and social conventions, technology, and different government systems that enable us to survive pretty much effortlessly, right? Like we don't need really any core survival skills. I mean, we may in the future, right? Depending on where we're headed, but for the most part, we don't really use those skills that we possessed back in agrarian hunter-gatherer ages, right? So it's really important to realize that that's where the fear comes from, and that's where the mainly like the fear and the uncomfortable feeling that you get when you need to tell the truth and that it might offend somebody. But I'm going to tell you the reason why you need to have that conversation, or with whoever, whether it's your boss, coworker, whether it's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, right? If you don't have difficult conversations with people, honest, truthful, sometimes brutally honest conversations with people, no matter how brutal it is, if you don't assert what you think and why it's important to you, then over time, by you withholding all of those emotions and all of those feelings and thinking patterns, you're gonna start to get angry and you're gonna start to get resentful. Like for a while, I had a boss a couple years ago that was just terrible. Like, wasn't doing his job, showing up late. And, for 6 months, I just wouldn't talk to him about it. I'd share my frustrations with my coworkers, but I wouldn't have the conversation because I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to offend him. I don't want to seem, I don't want to now have him think of me as someone who's negative, or, I just didn't want to have any bad blood or beef, moving forward, because look, I had to work with this guy for a while. So why would I, put myself in that predicament where I go to work every day and it's not a good experience because I'm beefing with my boss, right? But that wasn't the case. So, I've had conversations with him in the past about his performance. Obviously, no one likes to hear criticism about how they perform, or their tardiness or them showing up on time. No one wants to feel like they're being told they're doing the wrong thing, right? Because, like I said, humans, we have egos, we have different lives, and we all feel that everything we do is validated for other reasons, right? So it's completely understandable, but it needs to be said, whether you want to say it, whether you feel like it or not, because like I said, as an individual, if you don't speak up, then like I said, like for example, right? If I didn't tell my boss, hey man, you got to start showing up on time, or hey man, you got to get, not be on your phone 2 hours a day, or hey man, you got to go do this task and, do this because you haven't been doing it at all, then I'd be first off, the performance of my store and the morale of my employees would be terrible, because they're like, wait, nothing's changing with our boss. And then secondly, my experience at that job would have gotten worse because, well, shit, if I'm holding in all these emotions and anger and frustration, then it's gonna affect me in other lives too, and then it seeps into my relationships, and it causes me to binge eat or binge watch porn or binge this or binge that, right? So now, because I didn't want to take action on something that's important, now that's seeping into other areas of my life. So it's not only is it affecting me or my employees, but it's also affecting myself, right? And it's affecting my boss too, right? Because, hey, man, if he's not being held accountable or he doesn't feel like he's doing anything wrong, well, he's not going to improve. And then next thing you know, everyone's just going to get frustrated and, end up leaving, right? So that's just one example. And another example could be like with, my girlfriend. There's been times where she was excessively late, like showing up 20, 30 minutes after the set time that I told her, like, it's usually we hang out at 7, and then she'll show up at like, sometimes it was like 7:20, 7:30, and she wouldn't even let me know. So I nipped it in the butt, right off the bat. This is like a month into us like seeing each other. And I said, hey, listen, I don't mean this in any disrespect. I don't mean this to offend you. I don't mean this to make you feel bad, but I don't appreciate you being late. And moving forward, if we're going to continue to move things along, I need you to communicate with me if you're going to be late, and, then things are fine. But if I never asserted those boundaries, or I never told her the truth about how I feel, well, first off, she's going to keep doing that. So she's going to feel like it's okay because nothing's being said, nothing's being brought up. And then I'm going to get pissed off because now she's taking advantage of me. And then, she's going to be able to sense that I'm not thrilled. And then there goes the relationship. The relationship's just going to go downhill from there because, if I'm not happy to see her because she's 20, 30 minutes late and I didn't check her on it, well, what's the point of me even seeing you now? Because I'm in a bad mood. You're not in alignment with what I want. And again, it's just going to go downhill from there. So, guys, all in all, you need to have difficult conversations with people, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter if you may offend them, no matter what it is, because at the end of the day, your well-being, your success, and just everything in your life depends on your ability to communicate effectively, right? And like I said, it's not something that comes easy to us, right? Because like I said from the beginning of this video, we want to fit in, we want to feel loved, we want to feel like we're in harmony with each other, we want to feel like everyone's cool with each other and there's no issues. But like I said, if there are issues that hey, this is the truth of the situation and it's not right, and if you really feel in your heart that the situation isn't right and you don't speak upon it, then like I said, life's just going to continue to get worse, because how you are in that way, like, no matter, like, if you have the conversation or you don't, it doesn't matter, because like I said, you're gonna need to be able to develop that skill anyway, because just because you have it with your girlfriend doesn't mean your boss is gonna think the same way, or just because you have it with your boss doesn't mean your friend's gonna treat you the same way, right? So people are always gonna feel like they might be able to overstep boundaries with you, or they might be able to get away with certain things, but it's your job as a human, whether you're, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're in a leadership role or not. It's important for you to have those conversations. But being a good leader, being someone who people look up to and can respect, that is one of the qualities of being a good leader, is being able to communicate effectively and check people if they're not in line, basically, right? And like I said, you don't have to be, I think most people feel like if they're being honest or they're being truthful with somebody in a way that might offend them, they might feel like they're being like an asshole or they're being mean. But guys, it's not being mean, because at the end of the day, like I said, we're all humans and we all have flaws. And like I said, we need to check each other, right? Whether it's me, whether it's, someone above me who's checking me. Like I said, I don't take criticism that well, to be honest, but like I said, I know at the end of the day, if it's true, it's true. And, it's only criticism or honesty and criticism and, just having those open conversations with people allows you to develop better as a human, right? Whether it's you accepting the feedback from someone else in your life or you delivering feedback to someone, that's how we grow. That's how we evolve as humans, right? So, that's just what it is. And like I said, it's uncomfortable, but staying in your comfort zone, guys, is never going to get you far, right? So having that skill to be able to have those conversations with people is definitely something that's essential. Like I said, in your romantic relationships, in your career, with your family, with your friends, with everybody you are in contact with. Because like I said, if people feel like they can walk on you or do whatever they please, then your life's going to be miserable and you're going to feel like a doormat. And like I said, no one likes feeling like a doormat. So speak your mind. Like I said, if people, if your girlfriend decides to break up with you because you're asserting boundaries, then so be it. But I want you guys to be in control of what you allow in your life, whether it's performance from a boss or someone below you, or one of your or a girlfriend or a friend or a family member, whatever it is. You want to be in. You don't want to control them, but you want to be in control of how they interact with you and how they perform with you, whether it's in work, whether it's whatever. So make sure you have those conversations with people, right? Like, if you're new, if you've never really had one of those conversations, it might be scary, but like I said, you have to step out of your comfort zone to grow. So it's going to be something you're going to need for the rest of your life. You're going to have to be able to. What are you going to do? If you're someone watching this and you feel like, I don't want to talk to my boss about this, or I don't want to talk to my girlfriend about this. What are you going to do when you have kids? Because kids are always going to try to overstep your boundaries, right? Kids need to be disciplined to learn. So it's always going to be essential for you, no matter if you have kids or whatever, to have that skill to be able to have that conversation. So yeah, that's it. That's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, anything, leave it down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.